All right. Well, here we go. Round number 2 here in the ESM tournament. Easy Sunday morning HotS. Rolling right along today. We got 3 rounds today, so we got one more round for you guys after this one. Winners will be determined by mostly by who wins in these next couple rounds. Let's see how that all falls out. It all unfolds today. Right away, the Genji band coming out here. Really strong hero for this map. In particular, with just the rotations. You know, he's able to quickly rotate straight from the top to the bottom of this very small map. Really easy to attain ganks. So not surprised to see the early Genji ban out here.
There is always hope.
All right. So Zol banned out and Ariel picked up. Zol also incredibly strong on this map. You know, not surprised to ever really see a ban out for the Zol. It's a very, very easy ban target. With just in general the extra minions that you're able to get in the lanes, especially if you decide to throw your Zol into your 4-man rotation for top and mid, he's able to really crash a lot of extra minions into those walls and force a lot more waves in to steal the ammo in those lanes. Get a little bit of extra siege damage out as well. But it is going to be the Stitches Uther comp coming out from 2+2. The Ariel early pickup here from Christian Li-Mingle makes me think that they probably want to go with something a little bit more Vala carry, you know, kind of a little more hyper carry kind of comp. They're definitely looking for some sort of sustained, a little more sustained strategy. So the question is, do they want to get their Hope Battery here? Normally, you want to grab your Hope Battery in the first phase, and so they are going to go with the hyper carry Vala. It is the Trinity, Tassadar, Vala, and Ariel. So they're going to be looking to get some early pressure to out-sustain the Stitches and the Uther, and whatever damage they're going to come out with here. Uther, generally speaking, does not do very well against sustained comps. He's a burst healer, so he's not able to take fights that are long and drawn out. The only real way that he can get sustained healing is basically to die in the team fights. If Uther does end up dying, then he can put out some sustained heals while his trait is active, but then as soon as he dies for real, you know, Uther Ghost goes away, then your team is just kind of screwed. So we'll have to see what the side of 2+2 wants to do to try to follow this up here. Zol would have been a good option, but already off the table for follow-up to the Stitches Uther comp. They'll probably want at least one more stun, maybe like a Kael'thas or you know, something ranged that's going to give them a little bit more CC. They do ban out the Anubarak, which I think is a pretty smart call. Anub in general is pretty good at counter diving and trying to get in there to really disrupt that Stitches hook combo. And Kael'thas being hovered here by Christian Li-Mingle, they know they know what's on the table here and what's on the line with that Stitches comp, so they are going to look for that ban to start off here. So the moment of truth here for 2+2 in this draft, what direction they're going to take this in. They do grab the Leoric, and they're going to look at the Chromie. So Chromie is a pretty classic counter right now to this Ariel Vala comp. Ariel can do a lot of nice things with sustain, so can Tassadar, but one of the few things that they have a lot of trouble defending against is the Chromie combo. So if Chromie is able to hit the Vala with those abilities, it can be really, really hard for them to keep Vala alive. One of the combos that I saw that came out really well with this was actually the Anubarak, the web wrap with Chromie to be able to follow up the damage coming out of the web wrap. So you do have to have something to try to keep the Vala in place if you want to target her, because otherwise the Vala can just move out of the way of these Chromie abilities. As long as Vala keeps on the move, it can be kind of a hard target to hit. But between the Stitches comp, the Uther Stun, that's probably what they're looking at, is Chromie to be able to target that follow-up damage. And Tomb could also be a tool to use against the Vala. Last two picks coming out here for the side of Christian Li-Mingle. And they're going to grab just a couple of frontline tanks that are going to be really good at rotating, good at wave clear in general. Muradin has pretty decent wave clear for a tank. Dahaka, one of the staple solo laners in this one. Definitely going to be in their solo lane. So one more pick coming out here for the side of 2+2. They could still use a little bit more damage. They do have the double front line. They have Leoric in the solo lane, which is a good matchup for Dahaka. But Leoric should be able to at least not lose that lane too hard to where he's able to at least clear the waves somewhat efficiently. And it is going to be Greymane, so another divey hero that can get in on that Stitches combo and go after it. So I do like the comp coming out from 2+2 here. The classic Stitches comp trying to displace members of Christian Li-Mingle. Christian Li-Mingle does, though, have a really nice sustained comp for these fights. So if they can avoid the death of mainly of Crafty Devil there on the Vala, that's going to be a really big factor in them trying to pull this one out. Tomb of the Spider Queen, definitely one of my favorite maps here in Heroes of the Storm. We have a lot of fun on this one. I'm gonna do a couple of housekeeping items here while we load on into this one. Alright, and we are loaded in here onto Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the left, your blue team, this one is going to be 2+2 with Dakar playing the Uther. Axon on the Chromie. Kirby Nader is going to be playing the Leoric. Hollis is going to be on the Stitches, and McNulty will be playing Greymane. On the right, your red team, Christian Li-Mingle. It is going to be Bleep Blorp on the Muradin. Gooch is going to be playing Ariel. Glover on the Tassadar. Crafty Devil going to be playing Vala, and Melkor going to be playing the Dahaka. Right away, Glover getting in there a little bit far. Is going to use the Dimensional Shift to try and get out, but very nice timing there from Axon. Being able to get some serious poke damage down on him. Already forcing the tap here from Glover. Crafty Devil is going to be going in. Gets that shield from the Tassadar. Gooch also getting some nice hope generation from him. Going to be throwing down the heals, but doesn't quite get it onto Crafty. Poked down to half health here. Trying to use the leech there from those, but definite wave clear advantage here in that first wave for the side of 2+2. They get the superior rotation to top to start this one off. And then instantly they clear that top one and right back to mid. Solid rotation so far. But it looks like they're going to be here to try to cut off the rotation. Nice zoning here by HotS. Not going to let them get through this for free. Glover with that dimensional shift, able to dodge the Dragon's Breath there coming out from the Chromie. Poke damage not quite reaching far enough to get to the members of Christian Li-Mingle there. Dragon's Breath coming a little bit short, but the hook comes down with the stun onto Crafty Devil. Gooch going to be able to heal him back up, though, here. And the rotations continue. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Kirbinator getting a little bit of an advantage here onto Melkor in the bot lane. But we see as soon as that Drain Life comes out, Melkor able to just go ahead and burrow and able to retain a little bit of the advantage there. But Kirbinator just focusing really hard on Melkor, not really looking at the wave. Meanwhile, Vala going down in the top lane. Collapse coming in from 2+2. Crafty Devil caught out just a little bit too far there, but we do see a continuing 4-man rotation here. And that's going to be the struggle in the early game here. The wave clear department dominated just a little bit here by 2+2. I think they have good wave clear, but it's not overly out of hand as an advantage for 2+2. The big advantage they have is the displacement and the gank potential with the Stitches comp. So if the side of Christian Li-Mingle can really just keep their heads on a swivel here, not get caught out too many times by this gank comp, they still have a chance to be able to bring this back in the late game. They're definitely a late game comp. Right now, electing to rotate very safely. They do get the rotation to the bottom, but we can see that the advantage in the siege department is starting to go over to 2+2, mostly because of the superior rotations. I mean, it is a little bit the wave clear advantage. They do have a slight wave clear advantage, but we do see the rotation coming in from Christian Li-Mingle. They're going to go ahead and drop off all of their gems in the bot. All 5 dumping their coins here. And now they're going to go ahead and come in here to fight. Right away, Bleepflorp gets right up into the face of HotS here. Trying to poke him on down. But making that commitment. Glover will be able to dimensional shift out of that hook from HotS. Get out of trouble without taking any heat. And right away, Crafty rotating to the top. Going to go ahead and clear that lane up. Yeah, only about less than a half-level lead here for the side of 2+2. They did get that first blood, but we haven't seen them get a whole lot yet. Crafty able to vault away from that time trap there. Axon not quite getting the combo out on him. Bleepflorp trying to get him with the Storm Bolt just a little bit outside there for Bleepflorp. So these guys continuing to rotate here. I don't see them trying to watch this turn in and prevent the turn in. 36 to 38 right now in the gem count on the turn in. We see McNulty rotating to the bot, completely out of mana here, but we'll be able to pick up the siege camp. That's a brilliant rotation there for them. However, it's going to mean that the side of Christian Li-Mingle looking to turn in, but rotation from 2+2, they just barely get that turn in the bot. So that's going to be the first Web Weavers going over to the side of 2+2 here. And the hook just barely catching out Bleepflorp. They do get the combo out on him. They are poking him low, but it's Muradin. He'll be able to walk back, sit out of the fight, get that third wind trait rolling. He'll be just fine. We do see the mid Web Weaver coming right up into the fort here in the mid. But mostly the focus is going to be on this top lane for the side of 2+2. They are going to go try to get the value there. The clear coming in for the side of Christian Li-Mingle. They get the mid one cleared, but this top Web Weaver is getting work done in the top lane. Dahaka going down also in the bottom lane. McNulty able to get that pick out on Dahaka, but look out, here comes Christian Li-Mingle. McNulty gonna try and waste as much time as he can. He's gonna rotate out, gonna try and take the long way home. I don't think he's gonna end up making it. The detainment strike from Gooch will be able to finish him off, and that'll be the first kill of the game, going over to Christian Li-Mingle, but at what cost here in the top lane? They're going to lose that top fort. On the side of 2+2, very smart rotation. They're going to keep taking advantage of this one as they push into this keep front wall. And this is actually going to net them level 10 as soon as this turret goes down. time trap or time loop coming out, or temporal loop, I should say, coming out there from Axon. All the rest of the ults coming in. Of course, it is Cursed Bullet, trying to chunk down some of those members that are the hook targets. It is indeed going to be D-Shield coming out to try to help the Greymane to the side of 2+2. Not considering any other lockdown really needed for them here. And right now, the side of Christian Li-Mingle going to have to be careful. They only need 2 more gems to get the turn in. However, turn in right now probably wouldn't be the best idea for them. They can't really take advantage of it. Glover getting poked down real low here to get a little bit of healing from Gooch here. They do go ahead and grab that mid camp. Going to give them a little bit of breathing room in the mid, though the side of 2+2 is going to take that down in short order. The full 5-man commitment to this mid lane, as they, I believe, are going to be looking to take down this mid fort. 9 members here. Bleep Warp's going to have to be very careful here. Level 9, I should say. Only achieved so far for Christian Li-Mingle. And the hook comes down onto Gooch. Here comes the temporal loop coming out from Axon. The combo is going to hit him. The healing is coming out, but we do see the Entomb coming out onto Crafty Devil and a Glover. The focus actually ends up going down onto Dahaka. So out of all that, you know, they hook the Ariel, they entomb the Tassadar and the Vala, but it's Dahaka that ends up falling here. Out of all this, level 10, still just not quite there yet. First bullet not quite hitting the mark there. They do end up losing the fort, however, level 10, very close to being achieved here. There it is. The ults are going to start rolling in here. They do go ahead and dump some coins. They have enough to turn in here on the side of 2+2, but those are kind of spread out. Axon going to get the channel. McNulty going to turn them in, and the side of 2+2 going to go ahead and get themselves their second turn in of this one. Christian Li-Mingle not yet able to quite get the turn in. They're a little bit on the back foot here, and these web weavers coming down into every lane are not going to help that situation much. We do see rotation to the top yet again, prioritizing this boss lane. They almost had this top clear to the point where the web weaver would have continued walking forward. Not quite able to get that clear fast enough for the side of 2+2. We do see them again. They are prioritizing the top. That's going to give them 2 things. First of all, some damage on this top fort, and also focus in the other lanes. In the web weavers, they're not focusing on clearing, but we do see right away huge poke damage coming out. Ariel falls, Muradin falls. Glover is also going to go down here. McNulty diving in deep. No fear, he will end up paying for it, however. McNulty the first to fall on the side of 2+2 here. Crafty Devil, the only one left alive to try to defend here. And he does not have enough health to really be able to complete the job. He's going to end up hitting the B button to try and heal up here. Meanwhile, in the mid, the web weaver will fall, but not before taking out most of this front wall. Axon going to go ahead and rotate out to finish that off. Bleep Blorp trying to get in here to punish. In fact, HotS even trying to hook somebody. To be able to walk away from this one is the side of 2+2. 3-level lead here for the side of 2+2. They get that top keep, so they're gonna have a serious advantage in that lane. Big stun coming out from the boss here, but we do have the boss being captured here by the side of 2+2. Christian Li-Mingle not quite in time to be able to contest this one. They are going to start rotating there, but they will find out they are just a little bit too late to defend it. They do get the web weaver turn in though, so this is an opportunity for them to be able to get some clear, to maybe be able to try to force something on the map. Dahaka is doing the split push, but look at the side of 2+2. They know they've got the advantage here in top. They know that Christian Li-Mingle has not quite hit their level 13 talent tier yet, and they are going to look to push in with this, see what they can get. They are definitely positioning for a hook, but looks like we got a pause here. Somebody might be DC'd. Took the side of 2+2. Was looking to back up a little bit. We do have Web Weavers pushing in the other 2 lanes. Bahaka's been doing a nice job of pushing that out. Let's see what's going on with the pause here. It always seems so quiet when we go into paused mode. I don't really know what to do anymore. Huh. Oh, yeah, no, that's not right. Yeah, no, what you want is this. There you go, Z-Doc, my bad. So yeah, you can check out our Discord channel if you want to see any of what's going on. We don't really have a bracket for ESM at the moment, so that's we only got 5 teams in today, but still, you know, 5 is a lot better than what we had last week with the 2. So we've got 3 rounds today. This is our second of these rounds. We had Christian Li-Mingle winning their first round. Di Fuerte also taking down 2+2 in that round. And we are back into the game here. Once again, Web Weavers being cleaned up here in the top lane pretty quickly there by the side of 2+2. They rotate around. They're going to be able to prevent there being any real fort damage from this. Level 13 going to be achieved for the side of Christian Li-Mingle, but the big story is that with this bottom wave, level 16 should be right there. There it is for the side of 2+2. So that 3-level lead and that talent advantage going to be active for another 3 levels for the side of Christian Li-Mingle. They got a long way to go in this one, and very smart rotating here by 2+2. You know, they know that they don't have to risk anything here. They're going to rotate around as 5. They're going to look for those ganks. They know what their comp does. It gets a hook, they collapse on that hook target, and then they blow somebody up. And then from there, they can win the team fight. But they can't win the team fighting if they don't have the follow-up to the hook. It's all about that. But they are going to go ahead and rotate in very aggressively here, just as I say that. Do throw out Cursed Bullet as well as the Bile here. They're going to jump right onto Ariel and take her out pretty much instantly. Tongue coming out from Melkor, though, onto the Greymane. They're going to make this an even 4v4, and so far, favorable team fight for the side of Christian Li-Mingle. But the poke is real. HotS, though, going to have to get that D-shield to keep himself alive. Crafty Devil keeping himself alive despite not having his healer. Does get hooked and is going to finally go down here. Glover also on the run here. Melkor also going to go down, and that is going to be a complete team wipe right as Ariel spawns. 5 for 1 exchange for the side of 2+2. The talent advantage just too strong, but I'll tell you what, I'll give a lot of credit over to Christian Li-Mingle there. They lasted a long time in that fight despite being completely flanked, completely outmaneuvered, and being that talent tier down. Gooch in a lot of trouble here, actually prevented from getting back into the Hall of Storms there by that Entomb from Kirbynator. Trying to zone here as the side of 2+2 is on the core. Got it down to 47%. The catapults helping out here. We do see Chromie go down, but it's too little too late. And this one is going to end up going over to the side of 2+2. They even their record out at 1-1, and they also will send the side of Christian Li-Mingle down to 1-1. Worth noting that these two teams are from different divisions in this one. 2+2 coming out of the Masters division. Christian Li-Mingle had signed up for the Junior division today. So I think that both teams came out and played really well. I really liked the comps coming out from both teams. They both had very specific objectives and knew exactly what they wanted to do. Let's say that the Stitches hook comp is really, really strong in the game right now, and I thought that 2+2 executed that extremely well in this one.